Hello, ladies and gentlemen. A tornado warning has been issued for portions of Washington County here. This is due to this area of circulation just east of Tahlequah. There we go.
A new
It's
radar
popping up
indicating
on the
tornado
screen now.
warning has been
This
issued.
does include Winslow, West Fork, Greenland. Does not include Fayetteville. Um, it extends just up to. Let me get some street names here. Right to the Fayetteville Country Club. Fayetteville Country Club and an area south. Those are the areas that are included in this. As Prairie Grove is included, Lincoln is included in this as well. I'm going to go ahead and try and get us some iDrive footage on here, see if we can't watch and see anything. It's going to be dark out there. There's not going to be much for us to see. So we're going to be kind of just relying on lightning strikes, essentially. Let me see. Where is this? Highway 62. There are no cameras down on 62, so we're going to have to wait for it to get closer over. My apologies, sir. We're going to have to wait for it to get closer over to Highway 49 before we can start seeing anything, but I do want to go ahead and, again, keep warning people that are in this warning. So this includes everywhere from the state line over to Elkins, essentially. Elkins is not fully included in this, but it runs right up real close to it. Fayetteville, again, is not included in it. Should stay south of Fayetteville. People in southern Fayetteville, their phones might go off. Surprised my phone has not gone off as of current. It is very possible that it does here in a couple of minutes. And I'm just trying to check some updates here. All right, so let's get us a good view, see what we're looking at. So the area that we are most concerned about is going to be right in here, crossing US 59 south of Westville, north of Stillwell. And that's going to be moving off to the east. That's going to be moving at 50 miles an hour, so it's a pretty fast-moving storm. And that's because it is associated with this cluster of storms here. And you can actually see right where that area of circulation is, just looking at reflectivity. So if we take again a look at velocity, we can see clearly where that storm is and where it's headed to. I'm going to look at correlation coefficient. Not seeing a debris ball that would indicate that it's presently on the ground. However, if you're in the warning, let's treat it seriously. Let's go ahead and take shelter. I just want to give a brief update for the rest of northwest Arkansas. There is a severe thunderstorm watch that is in effect for the next 3 hours. So that is something that we need to be mindful of. I was not expecting tornadoes tonight. This caught me off guard. About 20 minutes ago or so, I saw a line of storms moving this way. I knew that we were going to have storms out in Oklahoma. We're not expecting them to persist this long, but I saw the line of storms moving this way with a couple of tornado warnings, and I was like, okay, we might need to be paying attention to this. So right as this got issued, I knew that, or I was able to quickly get on here going live. So I want to take a look here at velocity, just update this again, highlight where that area of rotation would be, and it'd be just this area right over the east side of US 59. So it's getting ready to cross into Arkansas, and it is headed directly towards Lincoln. Does not presently appear to be on the ground. However, if you know anybody in that area, tell them to make sure that they are taking shelter. Have a new update for this storm up here. It's beeping. I'm not sure why it's beeping for them all the way out there. Ooh, no, don't reset. There we go. All right, so now we're only showing Arkansas. Good. So yeah, so we are just monitoring this storm right here as it is moving into Arkansas from Oklahoma between Westville and Stillwell, and it's headed towards Lincoln, Prairie Grove, Greenland, and West Fork. Winslow is included in this. However, Winslow probably does not need to be too concerned about this, as it's likely going to move more north of town. And that is if it even touches down. And we want to wait for it to get closer to I-49. That way we can look at it on cameras. But because right now it's too far out, I'm going to see if we can't get any kind of camera that looks back in that direction. But I don't think we're going to have much luck. The tower cams for the interstate or for the tunnel are all facing the wrong direction for us to be able to adequately see it. And all of the cameras on the north end of Fayetteville have too much light pollution for it. However, maybe from Stephen Carr Boulevard, we might be able to see here. Let me get rid of that. One moment. Nope. There we go. From Stephen Carr Boulevard, we might be able to look off in the distance. If we are able to see anything, it would be back in this area. But again, there's just going to be way too much light pollution. And it's just a faraway storm from this camera. So the most that we're going to see from this is just lightning. So I want to take a look back at radar here. And let's take a look at lightning, in fact, because lightning is a pretty good indicator of intensity of a storm. It can tell us that there is a lot of energy inside the storm, which is oftentimes an indicator of it intensifying. There's a good bit of lightning. It's not as much lightning as you would expect, but there is a decent amount of lightning. And so I want to just quickly update where this storm would be. It would be right in this area, getting ready to approach Summers along US 62. So it's going to be coming really close to Summers. And from there, it's going to move off towards Lincoln and Prairie Grove. It might drift just north of Lincoln. If that does happen, then we might need to have a tornado warning get issued for City of Fayetteville proper. We're not sure on that yet. There's a new update to this severe thunderstorm warning. It still has the tornado possible tag on it. Pretty much just saying that that severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from 7 miles south of Seneca.
New information. This severe thunderstorm warning has been updated
To near Northwest Arkansas Regional Airport to near Adair State Park, and it's moving east at 65 miles an hour. This has 60-mile-an-hour wind gust. So fortunately, we don't have major hail concerns tonight. But we also weren't having tornadic concerns until we were. So things can rapidly change tonight. We're just waiting for this area to either broaden out or weaken. Right now, it's just kind of straggling along, keeping its same intensity as it moves off to the east at now 60 miles an hour. The severe thunder or the tornado warning itself is still worded as 50, but the new severe thunderstorm warning has now placed it at 60 miles an hour. So and my phone is now going off saying that a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for my location. So there's that. And I want to take another look back here at the Stephen Carr Boulevard exit just to see if we see absolutely anything at all. And we are not. So if you know Fayetteville, you know this is Stephen Carr Boulevard down in here. This is the new Fayetteville Police Department's headquarters. Back further down this way would be MLK and areas like that. So if you want to get down to University of Arkansas, it'd be down in that direction. And that camera just went offline for us. So looks like we're not going to be using that one too much. So we're going to quickly update where that circle is, and it's going to be right in here, directly over Summers is where that storm is. So it's going to be treading the line between Lincoln and Summers, south end of Summers, north end of Lincoln, but everybody in this area needs to be in their safe place right now, on the lowest floor, most interior room of a sturdy residence. And this is headed up towards Prairie Grove. So if you know anybody in Prairie Grove, you need to give them a call. Make sure they are aware, because this does have the potential to rapidly spin up a tornado. It is tornado warned, and it needs to be treated as such. So again, we're just sitting back, watching, waiting, seeing what this storm does at this time, and going from there. The ball is in the storm's court. Going to try and see if we can't get us a better view from anywhere. I have a pretty decent view from Weddington of nothing, of traffic. Yeah, that's going to be the issue tonight. This does not have a lot of lightning with it. It is not a very intense storm, but it is causing enough of a concern that we need to keep watching it. So the National Weather Service is going to stick with it, and we'll stick with it as long as they stick with it. I want to just quickly check up the line to make sure we're not missing anything. No. So really the only area of concern is going to be with this, this portion of the storm getting ready to move over Lincoln. It's going to be right in there. You can actually see on reflectivity where this area of rotation would be because we have that inflow right here. So there is that update to that tornado warning. Let's go ahead and read here. It's still moving east at 30 miles an hour. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Lincoln, moving east at 50 miles an hour. Locations impacted include Fayetteville, Prairie Grove, West Fork, Lincoln, Greenland, Winslow, Brentwood, Strickler, Drakefield Airport, Blackburn, Prairie Grove, Battlefield State Park, Walnut Grove, Wolseley, Clyde, Rhea, Cane Hill, Hawkeye, Summers, Morrow, and Viney Grove.
This tornado warning has been updated.
So there's that update. It's looking like it's going to stick to the northern end of the polygon. So areas like Winslow, Blackburn, Strickler, Morrow, you should be in the clear. However, you need to very closely monitor this. So we are just continuing to follow this storm in Washington County as it continues to move off to the east at 50 miles an hour. And this is headed towards Lincoln. It is pretty much directly over Lincoln. It is moving towards Prairie Grove. It is moving towards Greenland. If you remember a few weeks ago, there was a tornado touchdown in Greenland, touchdown in Prairie Grove. It followed this similar path. It went through Lincoln, it went through Prairie Grove, and went up to Greenland. It impacted the airport pretty substantially, Drake Field there. So how many weeks ago was that? That'd be about 4 weeks ago that went through. I don't have the exact date, but yeah, that was a pretty substantial tornado. However, that is a completely different environment from today. Tonight, we do not have the potential for long-track violent tornadoes. We have the potential for quick spin-up storms like this. But we're hoping that this one starts weakening soon before it gets into these really populated areas because it's getting ready to go pretty much straight up 62 between Lincoln and Prairie Grove. And there's a lot of new development kind of just popping up all over the place out here. And so again, we're going to just circle the area that we are most concerned with, and it's this directly over Lincoln, and it is moving off to the east-east-northeast. Slight northward tilt, but mostly moving directly east. What this means is that people in West Fork, Greenland, Prairie Grove, Lincoln, over into Elkins, they need to be taking shelter. Elkins, not quite yet. They need to be monitoring it. Winslow, they also need to be monitoring it. However, they're technically in the polygon. I know if you're in the polygon, you're supposed to respect the polygon, but at this point, Winslow, I would be comfortable coming out of my safe place. And so we're just going to continue to monitor this storm as it moves off to the east. I want to take another look at traffic cams, see if we can see anything. So this is looking south from Weddington. Cannot see anything. Cannot see anything. This is not the best view for it. I'm going to keep looking around different cameras. But, again, this is not in the best spot to be able to see things from cameras, just because we don't have any good cameras along 62. Most of the cameras that are from Greenland to Fayetteville all look the wrong direction. So we just don't have a great view of it currently. I do want to quickly look and see, what do we have going on north of Fayetteville? Anything in particular? No. And this storm, I'm pretty sure, is getting ready to die out. It's about to get a bit windy. It's about to get a bit loud in Fayetteville. Currently getting that way in Cave Springs. Fixing to get that way in Rogers, Lowell, Tonatown, Springdale, Johnson, and Fayetteville here momentarily. But this storm, believe, is on a downward trend. I don't want to speak too soon, but I believe it's on a downward trend. So we're just going to keep monitoring this storm. There are 7 minutes left on this, 6 minutes left now on this severe, or on this tornado warning. If they allow it to expire, we'll start to get a pretty good idea of that in the next 5 minutes. And we'll also get a pretty good idea of if they decide to continue it. But as of current, there is a tornado warning for Lincoln, Prairie Grove, Greenland, West Fork, and Winslow. Winslow does not need to be taking shelter right now. In my opinion, I wouldn't be doing it. Elkins also. If I were in Winslow, I would not be waking up the kids. I would not be waking up people and getting people into shelter. I'd be monitoring it, but I would not be waking up children. You know, don't want to wake them up at 1:40 a.m. if it's just going to be a little bit of rain for you. I completely understand that. So I wouldn't be doing that right now. Because this system, or this storm in particular, is moving off to the east. People in Prairie Grove, on the other hand, I'd get the kids to the safe place. People in Greenland, I'd also wake them up and say, hey, let's go vibe in the bathroom for a moment. Let's go put Cocoa Melon on the tablet, and let's sit in the bathroom for a little bit. Away from walls, away from exterior walls on the lowest floor. And so this severe thunderstorm warning here, that one lasts for another 4 minutes. I expect that one to probably be replaced with a special weather statement like they've done down here. So that one will probably extend out to Goshen, Huntsville, possibly, maybe Eureka Springs. Fayetteville is included in that for another 4 minutes. I want to read update. Last update was 13 minutes ago. So they're not going to cancel this now because it's within that 5 or so minute window where they don't cancel warnings typically. So We just got to ride it out for the next 3 minutes on this tornado warning. And once that expires, once that goes away, we'll go away because I'm tired. And so that area of rotation would be directly over Prairie Grove, south of Highway 62, west of Hog Guy Road, moving off to the east. I'll go on ahead and circle where that area of rotation would be. It's not the weakest. It's pretty broad. Or it's not the strongest. It's pretty broad. It's rather weak, but it is present, and it's moving off to the east towards West Fork and Greenland. Again, Winslow, you're technically included in the warning, but this is moving off to the east. Elkins, it's probably going to pass south of you. You're not in the warning, but be mindful of it. And so again, we're just sitting here waiting for 2 minutes until this warning expires. And we can take a look at iDrive cameras, a mile marker 59.4. I'm a big fan of this view. Well, first we got to read what that update is. That is a special weather statement being issued just now for northwestern Crawford, south central Washington, northern Haskell, Sequoia, southern Adair, and southeastern Cherokee counties. That is for the storms that are moving through. That is not for the tornado warning. So that is a special weather statement for the south end of these storms. That will eventually be over to Fort Smith before too long. And so they have canceled the severe thunderstorm watch out in Oklahoma for many of their counties.
Warning, a new special event has been reported.
And they have continued the severe thunderstorm watch for the counties in Arkansas, that being Benton, Carroll, Crawford, Franklin, Madison, and Washington counties, until 4 a.m. So that is until 4 a.m. And that tornado warning expires here in the next couple of seconds. So given that they have not reissued a new one, I'm not anticipating one to be issued. So it seems like they're going to let it expire. So as soon as this polygon goes away, then we'll end the stream. Do want to take a look at reflectivity here. We can see the lightning is starting to pick up in northern Washington County, from Farmington, Fayetteville, up to Springdale. Want to take a look at velocity with the newest update. We're waiting for that scan to come in. Last scan was 4 minutes ago, so we should hopefully be getting a update here in the next 30 seconds or so. I also want to take a look at correlation coefficient. I'm not seeing anything to indicate a tornado is presently on the ground. Not seeing anything on reflectivity to indicate a tornado is either on the ground or trying to produce. And the boxes have gone to blue now because that's the highest grade of warning or advisory we have still in Arkansas. Is the special weather statements, which we don't continue to cover. So this has expired. All of this has expired. The tornado warning has expired. The severe thunderstorm warning has expired. And there go the polygons. So we're done. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next time